Hey Kings and Dragons, Ryan King 551 here, and we're back with another NCAA basketball video, but this time it's probably most likely all about Michigan, but I'll give you the rankings. So obviously Michigan last night beat Michigan State, won the Big Ten conference, and are now the Big Ten champions of their conference. They won the division. It's all said and done. They beat Michigan State. They beat Little Brother. But, so obviously they lost to Illinois. It was a tough game. It just wasn't our night, 2 nights or 3 nights ago. But, here are the rankings currently. Like, obviously Michigan is still 2 now, but this is what the most reliable source that I can get is CBS. So they are saying that, Gonzaga obviously stays at 1. We know that already. In my last video, I said that because their, season is done. They don't play any more games. They'll play, obviously, their conference championship bracket to see who the champion of that is. And Michigan will play that soon. Next couple weeks, I think March, like 10th is the first game, I believe, something like that. But here are the rankings of this week. So you got Gonzaga 1. Baylor moved up to 2 again, obviously. I mean, they were 19-1 originally. Then they moved up. Now they're 20-1 off that win last night, and I think they can go to 21-1. So I don't think, again, Michigan fell because of that loss to Illinois. If they had stayed there, they probably would have been 21-1 and been second. So as of now, Michigan is third again. Originally they were 2, and now they're third. So with the 19-2 record, then you got Illinois at 4 again, staying right where they are. Alabama jumped to 5. That's what they're saying right now. Alabama will jump to 5 at a 20-6 record. Iowa to 6. West Virginia at 7. Ohio State at 8. Houston at 9. Arkansas at 10. Florida State at 11. Villanova at 12. Obviously, they lost to one of their really good players. I feel for him. I feel bad that they lost a very good point guard. That's why they dropped so much. Kansas, 13. Oklahoma State, 14. Texas, 15. Loyola Chicago, again, team resonates with Michigan 3 years ago. I mean, Final Four. Virginia, 17. I mean, they're moving up. They could be doing pretty well. They could do well. But again, they had redemption 2 years ago. Now they're not doing so well again. And Duke's not I don't even know if Duke is even going to be in it. They're saying Michigan State is probably one of the last teams that might make it into the March Madness. Rutgers might be in it, but I don't know. So you have USC, Purdue, and then Creighton, 20, Virginia Tech, 21, BYU 22, Missouri 24, Texas Tech 24. I'm sorry, 23 was Missouri. I think I messed it up. 24 is Tech. 25 is Clemson. Apparently, I don't know why, but they're saying that supposedly they want to give another rank, 20 best out of 26. It's usually best top 25, so I don't know why they put 26. But apparently they're saying Wisconsin is the 26th best team, even though Clemson is better. They're 15-6. So those are all the rankings again this week. Now let's get into the last night. We had the Michigan Wolverines basketball, and they played pretty well. Right now they're still on Google, but you can't rely on Google because they're not that reliable of source. They're saying they're 2 right now, but it takes a while for them to refresh it. So we'll see if Michigan can get back to number 2 caliber team, or they'll be number 3. Either way, I'll be pretty happy because they're still going to be a 1-seeded team. So obviously, last night, Michigan's defense was amazing last night. Don't even get me, I'll get started with that. Michigan held Michigan State to 0 3-pointers, and I don't think that's been crazy. I don't think anyone has really done that this year. So that's the first time Michigan obviously has done really well. And Juwan Howard is just such a good coach. They come back off that one loss, stay focused, they get this game, and they start winning. Obviously, there were some bad passes. The refs were kind of wonky last night. I mean, illegal screens on some calls. I mean, the guy got set, so I don't know how they said that was an illegal screen. So some bad passes, some fouls. Flagrants were a big factor, though, last night. Michigan State had 2 flagrant fouls. Not on the same player, but 2 different players flagrant. Franz Wagner, and he got a shoot. I think he made 3 out of his 4 on the line. But let's get into the stats now for Michigan, and then I'll talk about little brother stats. So obviously you have Isaiah Livers with 35 minutes, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 9 points. Hunter Dickinson with 24 minutes, 10 rebounds, 0 assists, and 14 points. Again, the big man, Franz Wagner, almost had 21 points again. A very good player. Is going to be, I feel like he's going to be a very good NBA star. 35 minutes, 6 rebounds, and 19 points. Mike Smith, 33 minutes, 1 rebound, 5 assists, and 9 points. Eli Brooks had 30 minutes. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 9 points. And then you have Austin Davis, who I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Austin Davis played for 9 minutes and got 1 point. But I mean, everyone was scoring on the team. So you also have Brandon Johns Jr., who played for 9 minutes and had 6 points, and then you also have Jaron Falds with 3 minutes and 2 points, and those are like all the guys that played. I mean, you obviously emptied the bench. They cut the nets down last night. We got the win. The division is ours. I mean, again, Michigan State has to play the same team. So let's move over to the Michigan State stats. Obviously, these are their guys. So Aaron Henry, he played for 31 minutes. He had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 14 points. Julius Marble had 14, 2, and 4 points in 14 minutes. Hall had 10 minutes, 2, and 1 assist. And the rest of the guy, Langford had 6 points, 33 minutes. Watts had 22 minutes and 6 points. And Brown had 2 points, 27 minutes. And Hauser had 24 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 6 points. And yeah, that was pretty much that. Now, obviously, these are the main stats for the team itself. So Michigan State had, for field goal percentage, 20 of 55. They had 36% from the field goal. Michigan, that was Michigan State. Michigan, University of Michigan, Big Blue, go Blue, had 26 out of 52. They had 50% from the field goal. The 3-point percentage was 0 for Michigan State. Obviously, we know that's 0 for 9. 3-point percentage, terrible. Michigan had 7 for 16, 43.8%. They're one of the best in the league, as I've stated in my other video. And also, we now have the free throw. Obviously, that one was the same, 71.4% for both teams. Then we have the total. We have the total rebounds. So total rebounds was a big factor tonight for Michigan. Obviously, the last game, Illinois killed us by, I think it was like 32 rebounds or something, to like 17 Michigan had. Last night we had 34, and Michigan State only had 28. Then the offense, Michigan State had 8. Michigan had 7 offensively. The assists were 7, 9. We had 9 assists. They had 7 assists. The blocks, they had 5. We had 1. The steals, they had 5. We had 4. The turnovers were a factor as well, but it really didn't affect Michigan as the for the score. We had like a 19-point lead at the end of the game, so 12 turnovers for Michigan State, 14 for us. And the fouls committed. Michigan obviously committed more fouls at 20, and Michigan State only had 16. But the final score was 69-50. So a 19-point lead was the final score. Obviously, Michigan had a very good game, and that's just one of their good games. So obviously, Michigan has to play this game again. Play this team again in 3 days from now. They have to play again on Sunday. I mean, Michigan only has to drive 30 minutes, or I believe it's like 30 minutes this way to Michigan State. And yeah, Michigan State is not a pushover team. Like they did lose by 19 points, but they did pretty good in the first half. They made it somewhat of a close in the first half, but then we started pulling away, and I think we had like a 15 we had like an 11 to 15 point lead before going to halftime, and then we just came out and went swinging, and we just knocked little brother on his ass basically. So yeah, Michigan obviously gonna be a really good team again. I'm just hoping when Michigan plays in the Big Ten, they don't have a problem like they did against Illinois. I mean, that's why Juwan Howard is such a good coach, because he obviously gets his team ready. He makes them smart. He knows, on to the next one. Let's watch the film, see what our problem is. So I feel that Michigan is gonna play hard on Sunday, their final game, March 7th, and they won't play. I don't think Michigan will play until March 12th or March 14th. I don't know when. I think they're their third round, because they have 2 byes to do the fact that they'll be a number 1 seed, and I believe Illinois has the same possibility. So obviously, I think what Michigan is going to do is watch back the tape after they beat Michigan State, obviously. I think they are going to beat Michigan State twice. They're going to sweep the series and win the games and be spectacular. But either way, win, lose, I feel like they'll still be really good. But I believe that they'll win the game and they'll be spectacular. So obviously, Michigan wins that one. I feel Juwan Howard is a very smart and intelligent guy. I think he'll go back to the tape on Illinois on March 2nd and watch that game back, just to get the guys ready and get them mentally ready, because you never know what team you're playing. You could play a strong team who crashes the boards better than you, and you just want to be better. So yeah, this is my Michigan review and how well they played. I mean, again, I'll do probably another one against Michigan State on Sunday, see how well they played on that one. But for now, that's all I have on Michigan. We'll see how well they play in the Big Ten championship, the Big Ten title games, and then they're off to the March Madness tournament, and they just need to play well in that and go swinging. They need to get to the Final Four, play hard, beat that team in the semifinal, play Gonzaga in the final match. I really want Michigan and Gonzaga to play each other, because I believe in 2018, I don't remember, don't quote me on this, is that Michigan was a second or first seed team. I forget, number 1 or 2nd seeded, one of those two. But they battled hard. I think Villanova was a 1 seeded team, and the number 1 seeded team played a 2nd seed or 3rd seeded team, or I believe Michigan was a 1 seeded team in that era. I don't remember. It was one of those 3 tiers, but I'm pretty sure they were very spectacular. And Michigan did deserve to be there. It's just they couldn't find an answer in the second half, and they just didn't do well, and they couldn't lock down properly, and they didn't win the national championship that year. Same problem in 2013. They didn't win the national championship that year. They did spectacular. They just could not find that answer, and now it's time for them to just battle hard. Like I said in my other video, Gonzaga is a smaller team. I mean, they can shoot the ball very well, but you can't take away their 25-0 season. So we'll see what happens. But until next time, guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one. Go blue, and hopefully Michigan wins the national championship.